Broadcasting from the ARN Racing Studios in Southern California, a turn for media company, ARN Los Angeles. This is ARN, the American Racing Network, the Motorsports Authority. Now,
drivers, start your engine!
You're shifting gears on ARN with Alan Bailey.
Well, there goes the neighborhood.
You name it, we got it. NASCAR.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does
IndyCar.
Will Power is an IndyCar champion. Thank you for
drag racing.
Gets the line, red lights, and gets it away. Erica Enderson becomes the 17th champion in the history of funny car with a hammer down throw run.
Supercross.
Ken Roczen to the finish line. He wins the season opener here at Angel Stadium.
And so much more. So get ready. You're shifting gears on ARN with Alan Bailey.
That you are. Welcome on in. Shifting gears right here on the American Racing Network. I'm Alan Bailey. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Alan Bailey. You can also use the hashtag ARNRace in order to get in on this conversation today. Serious question. Did anybody think that race in Bristol last weekend was actually going to get in on Sunday? I mean, seriously, it was raining nonstop. And Denny Hamlin, my God, man, my neck is sore. I don't know what to do about my sore neck. I'm Denny Hamlin. I can't race because my neck is sore. I mean, my goodness, that was just ridiculous. I mean, Denny has had his fill of drama. He's the drama of NASCAR, to say the least. He's the guy who just, well, I can't take the pressure. I need to see a psychiatrist. Really? I don't think Dale Earnhardt Sr. or Richard Petty ever saw a sports psychologist to get over the fact that Jimmy beat me that one year that I almost won it, but then the pressure was too much and I couldn't handle, and I had to go see a therapist for many years, and I'm still not really over it. Ridiculous. Now he gets out of the race on Sunday because my neck is spazzing. I can't drive the car, even though my neck doesn't actually move at all in a race, but I can't race. My neck is spazzing, and I just can't do it, Coach. I call that rookie who's never taken a lap in his entire life in a cup car, have him fly 3 hours and come over here and drive this car. I don't feel like it. Seriously, Denny? I mean, no, for real. Seriously, Denny Hamlin? What the heck was that, man? I have a sore neck? Oh, you better believe I'm going to be tearing him a new one later on today. Kind of interesting, cool, weird, wacky news that ARN is now able to report. We're now able to bring you this story that you'll only hear here on ARN. We've learned a number of things. NASCAR silly season is very much alive and well. We already knew because Michael Waltrip Racing announced that Michael Waltrip will be driving the number 55 Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota when the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series heads to Talladega on May 3rd. We knew that already, but what we now can report is that David Reagan will be driving the number 55 beginning May 9th at the Kansas Speedway. Multiple sources have confirmed this to ARN. He's replacing rookie Brett Moffitt, who's currently in the number 55, subbing for injured driver Brian Vickers, who is out with blood clots throughout his body, and he will be out for the foreseeable future. We also now can report that David Reagan will be taking over that 55, who will be taking over the 18, which Reagan is now currently driving, filling in for the injured Kyle Busch that injured his legs in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race in Daytona earlier this year. Well, it's no surprise. It's going to be that rookie Eric Jones who's going to be taking over that number 18, beginning with the Kansas race. Officials with Joe Gibbs Racing told multiple media outlets at the track today, quote, "Nothing has been confirmed," unquote, as far as their driver lineup is concerned. But we have learned this, and ARN is now able to report it. Eric Jones is running a partial schedule for Joe Gibbs Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, as well as some truck races for Kyle Busch Motorsports. He is under contract with Joe Gibbs Racing. This makes perfect sense. And If you're thinking, what is Michael Waltrip Racing going to do with that young hotshot Brett Moffitt, who's been doing a pretty darn good job in that number 55? It's pretty darn simple. They're looking for a cup sponsor for him. He's raced a handful of races here and there, but again, nothing full-time, nothing really definitive. And we now know that Michael Waltrip Racing is still hard at work looking for a crack shot sponsor in order to take him up to the Cup Series. Oh, goody, because when Michael Waltrip's on it, you know he's definitely going to sell that Toyota. By the way, I love my Toyota. That's if you ask Michael Waltrip, of course. So why this big driver switch? Why this basically musical chairs in this NASCAR silly season 2.0? Money, sponsors. It could seriously be something as simple as Aaron's was pressuring Michael Waltrip Racing, saying, hey, you know, we like this young hotshot, but we really want somebody else in there. So can you go ahead and get that guy who's subbing for the 18 for Kyle Busch over there? Because he's doing pretty darn good and he's making some waves. We want somebody who we know can get the job done. Reagan can get the job done. Michael Waltrip, questionable. He knows how to drive a super speedway, and that's about all he knows how to do because it requires your foot to go down to the floor, and that's about it. But when it comes to actually slowing down, making the corner, and actually, you know, figuring out what the car's telling you, Michael Waltrip isn't qualified to do that anymore. Not only was he not that great to begin with, but he just never really remembers anything anymore. He remembers all of his sponsor names, but that's barely it. And that's pretty much all that there's room for up in his big, not so big, tiny brain. So Michael Waltrip's going to take over for the team, or is going to drive for the team in Talladega, but no, he can't do it anywhere else because he's too busy having fun talking about Toyota, Michael Waltrip, Toyota on those Fox broadcasts. So we'll see how it goes. And of course, he's going to try to be the reporter when he's in the Talladega race because he's going to do the pre-race show. He's going to do the post-race show. He's going to be sitting there with his driver's suit on going, well, my Toyota, Michael Waltrip. I'm Michael Waltrip, Aaron's, 5-hour energy. Who else? Napa. Oh, no, sorry. I can't get over that one. Not Napa anymore. Napa. Oh, darn, they're not with me anymore. Never mind. Toyota. They pay me 30 cents every time I say Toyota, so I'm going to say it as often as I can. Toyota. It's pretty much what Michael Waltrip does on those Fox broadcasts. You notice that him and Daryl just continuously bring up Toyota, just continuously talk about Michael Waltrip Racing and the Toyota teams. You think it's because maybe they're getting their pockets filled with some of that Toyota money? Maybe, just maybe. I'm just saying. And do I blame him? Absolutely not. Michael Waltrip Racing is backed by Toyota, and that's a huge sponsorship. I don't blame them at all. What I can say, and what I can't say that I am sick of, is, well, this Michael Waltrip Toyota. It's sickening to its core. And if you tell me otherwise, you're literally insane. And I don't want to hear it. So get over yourself. So we'll see what happens, really. That's all we can do. But some other stuff that's coming up on the program today, namely the fact that not only is all this craziness going on, but this one, it kind of got really serious here really quick. But JL Racing officials announced that NASCAR veteran and TV personality Kenny Wallace is going to be driving the team's number 26 car next weekend at the Talladega Super Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Reason being is that brother Mike going in for heart surgery, believe it or not. This was extraordinarily, just crazy the way this came down. Mike Wallace told the media, quote, well, this isn't what the plan was. I felt a chain in my chest last week, so I went to the doctor. Next thing I know, I'm going in for surgery. My dad had heart surgery at about 35 years ago, so I thought I was being proactive by taking all the necessary precautions. It just goes to show you never know. There are a lot of people walking around out there in the same situation. No matter how healthy we think we are, no one can be careful enough when it comes to our health. So everyone needs to go get checked out. My plan was to go to Talladega next week, climb behind the wheel of the car strong enough to win. If all goes planned, I will be there to watch my brother and to root him on and the JGL Racing team. I am focused on getting my strength back and returning to the driver's seat in the near future, unquote. My gosh, I didn't even know he was sick. Nobody did. He didn't even know. That was one of those, wow, where did that come from? And it just kind of caught everybody by surprise. We'll get into this and what exactly Mike's going through right now. In case you're wondering, final practice for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series over. Qualifying set to take place, but we're currently in a rain delay pattern. Um, uh, we'll see what happens because there is rain at the track. It is kind of raining. There's a 10% chance. There was a bit of a light mist earlier today. Hopefully they get the NASCAR Xfinity Series race out at the Richmond International Raceway in the belts today, but who knows? This one has me wondering. This news broke late last week. Davey Millsap let go by Monster Energy Kawasaki team. Just very abrupt and very, where did this come from? Because Millsap, although he hasn't had the greatest year in Supercross this year, he hasn't had the worst either. So it wasn't a performance thing. At least that's not what it looked like on the surface. So you really got to wonder, where did this termination come about? And Millsap issued a statement and Kawasaki issued a statement, and obviously there was some bad blood there, but it never really looked like, yeah, we're good. That's not what it was. It was always like, yeah, lawyers are involved. I can't say much. That's pretty much what we got from both sides. So the determination and the reasoning behind his firing from that race organization is still kind of up in the air. Nothing official. We have some theories. We heard some things from team members and crew members on that team. We'll give you some of this information, and it gets pretty dark pretty fast. Substance abuse. I'm serious here. This gets really weird. And NASCAR's Brian France came out saying that, yeah, even though Kyle Busch has missed 10 races now, close to 10 races, we'll go ahead and we'll probably make room in the chase for him, and we'll probably let him race in the chase if he qualifies. Huh? Are you kidding me? How do you get that mentality? Where did that... I mean, really? Really? Like, straight up? That's just ridiculous. We'll get in on it. It's weird. And this piece of news, which just was... I don't want to say it was unexpected, but it was just so weird, to say the least. It was this hit the NASCAR community extraordinarily hard, but we've lost one of our own. Steve Burns, after a very courageous battle with cancer for the last few years on and off, unfortunately lost his life earlier this week. He succumbed to the cancer, and he passed, unfortunately. And it truly was something that everybody kind of is taking very hard. If you look at the NASCAR community, the Bristol Motor Speedway in Food City renamed the race to the Steve Burns Strong 500 on Sunday, and he did see everything, and he tweeted that out. That's one of the last things he did, unfortunately, on this planet, and he's not here anymore. And it hurts, and it stinks, but nevertheless, we will move on. And Burns died Tuesday after his battle with cancer. His wife, Karen, and his son, Bryson, truly, our hearts here at the American Racing Network go out to you, not only during this difficult time, but in general. And truly, our thoughts and our prayers are with you. The funeral service information and everything's up on airandrace.com if you want to go send flowers. The Burns family has requested not to be sent flowers, but charitable donations. Those charities are listed up on airandrace.com. But I mean, what made Steve so great was that he was a perfectionist, and he was just anal retentive about it too, which was just so amazing. I can sit here and I'd be lying if I say that I'm not holding back a tear and that I'm not tearing up right now, because I am. And I think all of the NASCAR community kind of felt that same way. And now that he's no longer here, it feels weird. It really, truly does. And it hurts. It really does. But we know that he's no longer in pain. We know he's gone to a better place, and that he lived an amazing life. He truly did. He's been reporting NASCAR and reporting motorsports for the better part of 30 years. I will get in trouble by him someday for saying that on the air, but he has. And he spent the last 14 years of his career at Fox Sports, and he did a fantastic job at it. And the outpour from the NASCAR community is just overwhelming, to say the least, that we've seen from the NASCAR community in the last week or so here. And or the last few days actually. And Steve Burns, he will go down as one of the greatest broadcasters in motorsports history. Another man who is on that list is Ken Squire, who narrated a very heartfelt goodbye to him. So, Steve, we'll miss you. Thank you for your time with us. Thank you for all the laughs. Thank you for all of the great memories that we shared, all the laughs, all the tears at the racetrack and away from the racetrack with everybody in and around the garage area. You truly were a gift, my friend, and we're thinking about you tonight. We'll always remember you, and we'll never forget you, Steve Burns.
This is Dale Earnhardt from Martinsville Speedway with Steve. What's your last name, Steve? Burns.
Steve Burns simply could never learn to do it wrong.
I'm sorry, I didn't like that. Well, hold on. Oh, man.
You had her going good.
It was that thoughtfulness, that extra effort to get it right.
Let's do one more.
That made Burnsy such a joy to work with. Such a joy to be with.
I wanted to be spicy mustard. Estrada. Football and crab cakes. That's what I'm talking about. That's Maryland. That's Maryland. Since you make fun of my Maryland Terrapins, I said if you can't beat them, join them.
Join them. There you go.
All right, let's go. We'll go. Let's go. Matt Kenseth, I'm doing something very important right here.
This guy. He's my special boy.
If he disagreed with what you thought was the way to do it, you had best take heed.
Now, just cue the animation.
His sense of how things fit together, his thoughtfulness about ramifications down the road, always made his voice important.
Some media did make the decision to camp out and try and shoot video of the service. However, out of respect for the family in their time of grief, we did not.
He was never mean, nor snide, nor sneaky. Just said his piece directly.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
It was always sincere, thoughtful. Steve thought a lot of his work and had belief in what he did. He always wanted what he worked on to add understanding to any story, any interview, whatever he was involved in. No question, the greatest involvement in Steve Burns' life started at a racetrack when he met Karen Goins. We used to chide him about his marriage made in Martinsville, whatever track. For 20 years, it's been a solid one. And when their son Bryson, now 12, made his way onto the circuit, it became a family for the ages.
Every night at the end of the show, I say, have an awesome night, which is actually our way at Totally of NASCAR of saying thanks for watching. Well, today, July 23rd, the most awesome thing happened to me because Bryson Parker Burns was born. So, Bryson, you tell him to have an awesome night.
Steve, with those shoulders and his agility, had made a heck of a quarterback at a high school up in Maryland. And Bryson looks like he's made of the same stuff.
Eric, nice job, man. You too.
Up next on NASCAR Race Hub, we'll get you set for this weekend.
Steve Burns' work was good. No, not just good. Damn good. He wrote well. He asked good questions. He had a warmth and charm that came through in the way he wrote and spoke.
What you choose to do with that time is entirely up to you.
No nonsense. Motorsports was fortunate to have a Steve Burns. His life work for me could always be defined in something Richard Petty framed years ago when Richard was asked how he wished to be remembered. And the king said, I had a job that I liked very much, and hopefully people thought I did it pretty well. Indeed, Steve Burns did, and became a measure for us all.
Sick of bad race coverage or none at all from those other networks? Make ARN your one and only for all things motorsports. ARN, the Motorsports Authority.
What is one NASCAR Unites wristband capable of doing? It can inspire a child to go farther in school. It can construct a brand new playground for kids who've never had one. It can introduce a child with a serious illness to his or her favorite NASCAR driver.
I'm Tony Stewart. I wear my band to unite for kids. Band together with me by logging on to www.nascar.com/unites to pledge your support.
Hey guys, it's Alan Bailey, and I wanted to tell you about when I first got started in broadcasting. Something that I tried to do was I tried to build my own website with one of these free website builders, and it was really bad. I ended up spending hours and hours working on this site, and I didn't get it the way I wanted. I hated the colors, I hated the options, I hated everything about it, but I needed a website. So reluctantly, I launched the website, and it wasn't good. I didn't get any business or any traction from it. The website was horrible. In order to put a .com on there, I had to pay all these huge fees and all these hidden fees. Once I got past all the fees, it would have been thousands and thousands of dollars for just a very simple website. So I ended up taking it offline. Fast forward years later, I called Apollo Aesthetics. When I was getting ready to build my personal website, I decided to heck with it. I'll spend the money. And I didn't care how much it was, anticipating spending thousands and thousands of dollars. And then when I got the quote from Apollo Aesthetics, boy, was I shocked, because the price was super, super low. Monthly payments with a low down payment. I got to tell you, I've had such a pleasant experience. I'm not building any other websites. I've learned my lesson. I'm going straight to Apollo Aesthetics so they can build it right and they can do everything that I need. Whether you're looking to build a website, design a logo, figure out your hosting, your emails, and social media accounts, Apollo Aesthetics can help you with all of these, including building a shop for you to sell your product online. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com to request a quote. That's apolloaesthetics.com.
Shifting Gears on ARN is powered by Stash Feed. Get the feed. Log on to stashfeed.com to see what you've been missing and get the feed. You're Shifting Gears on ARN. Here's Alan Bailey.
You are. Welcome on in. You're Shifting Gears right here on the American Racing Network. I'm Alan Bailey. You can get me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Alan Bailey. You can also use the hashtag ARNRace in order to get in on this conversation as well. Lots of stuff we're talking about today. Lots to talk about in the world of motorsports. But one thing I do want to shed some light on, and I do want to talk about, Davi Millsaps. He was let go, fired, contract terminated, whatever you want to call it, whatever phraseology you want to use on it. But more or less, he was let go from Monster Energy Kawasaki's team. And the reasoning behind it is still somewhat of a mystery. We still don't really know, because the saga of what really happened between Davi Millsaps and Monster Energy Kawasaki is just going to have to keep going. Because while both sides released statements last week, both were vague. So you know what? You know what's next? Rampant speculation. Yes, my favorite kind, rampant. Let's get rampant here. Now, let's try to calm down a little bit here. There's a lot of things we can go, a lot of reasons we can go. We can go sex scandal. I don't think it was a sex scandal. We can go, well, he was talking with other teams. Oh, I don't really want to do that because he was happy with them, so I don't necessarily see him doing that. So where are we going with this? What kind of rampant speculation are we getting here? Where are we going with this rampant speculation? What do we do? Well, I know exactly where to go with this. Yeah. You know what? I know exactly what the speculation will be. He had something. Yes. He had something in his locker. Oh, wait, that's the actual story. Yeah, I know. It's crazy to think, but Millsaps' termination actually butts up against California employment laws, and there's a very tangled legal system here, and due in part to certain legal documents that have been filed, as well as certain crew members who, let's just say, get a little too talkative when they get a few drinks in them. We now know a few more things about the termination between Davi Millsaps and Monster Energy Kawasaki. We've made calls to various sponsors, such as Monster Energy, Thor, and no real surprise, they haven't really gotten back to us, and Kawasaki is not really commenting further. So because we didn't actually, get any official confirmation, what we can report to you now, there's unconfirmed sources telling the American Racing Network that Davey Millsap was fired because Kawasaki found a prohibitive substance in his locker inside the team truck. We don't know exactly what that substance is. We've heard a full gambit of rumors from it was nothing to it was something. And no one source has ever said what substance that is. We know that it's on the banned list. Yes, believe it or not. We don't know if it was or wasn't a recreational drug or something like that, but it's more than likely something that the WADA code bans. And Millsap's statement last week said that he hasn't violated any AMA or FMA rules, which apparently is true because he still has his license. But there hasn't been a drug test this year for him, as far as we know. And no one at Kawasaki said that they actually saw Davey use any of substance. But the only thing that we can say for sure that there probably wasn't anything at all. So the only one that knows that they found something inside the rig, supposedly saying that it's not there, which begs the question: why was Kawasaki searching his locker in the first place? Why? I mean, it's not like the guy has been crashing bikes left and right and that he's injured. He's just having a meh year. I mean, he's not great, not bad, just meh. At least he was. And Kawasaki made it clear that they clean out their rig and pass tours, and it gets cleaned out quite often. So that might explain this, but it's still very fishy, to say the least. And we've also heard, but again, we can't prove it because no sources will go on record, that Millsap claimed that he would produce perf of a prescription for this such substance. If so, maybe he wasn't worried about anybody finding the substance in the first place. And after all, it seemed pretty crazy for a rider to knowingly leave something around that knew that he could lead to trouble if it's on the banned list. And if he knows that his particular team won't like it, it seems pretty foolish if you have a multi-million-dollar contract that maybe, just maybe, you don't want to leave it in the team's locker room. Just maybe. Just me? I don't know. Seems a little crazy and a little fishy, but yeah. Why would you carry it around in the first place? After all, it seemed pretty crazy for a rider to leave that around, right? Just saying. Now, if we stumble into another prohibitive substance saga again, I don't think we have. What we have instead here appears to be a violation of employers' moral clauses agreements in the contract. Now, we doubt a company as big as Kawasaki will make such a drastic move without doing any cross-checking and any fact-checking before everything is set forward. But we know that Millsap did refuse to sign a mutual parting ways agreement, which means he didn't agree to the way that this ended. But maybe we'll find something out someday. Maybe we really, truly won't. This is one of those, we'll see what happens. And speculation has run rampant on this one. This story ran on the American Racing Network's website, arnrace.com, and ever since it did, has there been drama? Seriously? It's been pretty epic, actually, to tell you the truth. This one coming from Modad. Pick up the pieces and move on, Davey. There's far more important things in life than a factory ride, like family. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm willing to bet he wants to support that family somehow. And you can only ride for so many years, and now he's lost at least 1 year because this year is a throwaway. It's done. It's gone for the most part. Not only is the season almost over, but, well, now is anybody really going to want to work with him next year in 2016? I mean, really? Would you hire him? I don't know if I would. If this is looming over his head, Kawasaki's a big factory ride, and I don't necessarily think that they're going to fire him. It's just, I don't know. I really don't know. This one coming from Moto Mafia. Kawasaki is just making themselves look bad, firing another rider and taking the rig off the paddock without somebody else riding. It doesn't make sense that a factory ride isn't appealing. I tend to agree. I thought that was weird too, Moto Mafia, rather. It just seems fishy, to say the very least, because They're a multi-million-dollar organization. You're telling me that they don't have one or two more riders in their back pocket that can step in if one of those guys goes down? You're telling me that they don't have somebody that they're currently eyeing to maybe take over that ride? I don't know. Fishy, 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 fishy. This one coming from Full Throttle 69. Hold on a sec. I have a prescription for that's what the doctor called a medical marijuana, is helping me develop a creative thought process in this little green bag. Signed, Davy Millsap. Yeah, thanks, Full Throttle. No, I don't know. I mean, I can say, oh, if I'm a writer, frankly, I don't want to necessarily be on medical marijuana because it's legal in some states, but it's not in California technically, even though it is in some areas. It's a big fishy mess. And if I've got a factory ride behind me, I really don't want anything behind me like that. Plus, Full Throttle, how dare you? How dare you? Because in that article posted on AaronRace.com, it said it was not a recreational drug. So who knows? Who knows? James Stewart was suspended for Adderall. Maybe it was Adderall. I don't know. But let me say this for riders in Supercross. It hurts. It hurts a lot to ride in Supercross. Not only is it physically trying on your body, but when you're done all week, you're pretty much in an ice bath, just licking your wounds more or less, because everything hurts, everything is sore. A 20-something-year-old, even a 19-year-old, is essentially going to be sitting around licking their wounds, trying to just go, this hurts, and feeling and acting like they're in their 50s or 60s, and they're in their teens and 20s. That's something you really, really, truly have to consider here, that it physically hurts to do this. Now, it would be strange if it was medical marijuana. Who knows? Who knows? This one's coming from Ricky Guy on Twitter. It reads, would it be strange if it was medical marijuana? It helps me sleep and recover better than normal, and my blood oxygen levels are higher so I can breathe better due to the lungs trying to decompress the minor damage caused by the smoke. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to get into a medical marijuana debate. I really don't want to go here, but when you put it that way, it makes sense. But frankly, I have a friend who's in chronic pain, and he asked a doctor, and I was there when the doctor said it, hey, would medical marijuana help? The doctor said, it could. However, in your case, it would cause severe complications. So no, I tend to not agree. Medical marijuana does have actual side effects, people. People think that they don't, but it causes a lot of side effects. Moisture in the lungs, which leads to fungus in the lungs, which causes basically the same thing that regular cigarette smoke causes. So I don't buy that one, nor do I want to get into a medical marijuana debate here. It's not the time. The speculations in comparison to Stewart's situation are a waste of time without knowing what the substance is. I agree completely inside line 13. I agree completely. We don't know what this was. We don't. We really, really, really don't. This one is coming from Honda 5050. You know, gang, wow, give Millsap a break. You don't know until the facts come out. Still, would you get your factory politics, and why would you violate it? If indeed this was a prescription from a doctor, he should have talked to his factory bosses prior to taking it. You would think that the Stewart debacle, everyone would have learned from that. This stinks. He should have known better. He's burned a lot of factory bridges. I agree. I'm not saying he's never going to race for another factory team again, but until this stops hitting the fan and he goes away quietly for a while, it's not going to be good. Because guess what? James Stewart has a track record. He's a good rider. We know that. Millsap, we have seen brilliance in his past, but he doesn't have a proven track record. He's a young rider. He's, I don't want to say inexperienced, but he doesn't have as much as Stewart and as much to kind of point back to. James Stewart is going to be fine in this industry. Now, whether or not Davy Millsap is yet to be seen. And it's just, it's a very icky situation, to say the very very least. This one coming from John Davis on Facebook. It reads, I work for a California-based company. California employment laws takes pretty good care of their employees. Davey should get good employment lawyer if he feels he's in the clear. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now as far as the legal system is concerned. I'm not saying that we're going to see a big, epic legal battle and it's not going to get dirty, although it might. It honestly might. We'll see what happens. It could get very, very ugly for everybody involved, and everything could be copacetic and fine. We don't really know the extent of this. We really, truly don't. So we'll see. It's a very big, one. This is actually a very good point. This one came from the email box. I gave a coworker a ride into a town job once, and found later he had a bag of weed in his bag, which made my truck a toolbox. Although I took that pretty seriously, and he never rode with me again. Although I think it's pretty weak excuse in this situation. Maybe we'll know some actual facts, but then again, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. After Davy's foot and leg issues kept him off of the bike last, and now this, I guess we'll see how badly he still wants to race. That one coming from Jeff Brown, the email bag. Thank you for that one, Jeff. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I was put in that situation myself once. I was driving to Las Vegas for a race once, and I a coworker of mine at the time, fellow reporter, I'm not going to say his name on the air, a fellow reporter of mine rode up to Vegas from Southern California with me, and we weren't even a state line. We were not even on the road 20 minutes, and he tells me, "Oh, I really got to go to the bathroom." And I'm thinking, man, we just went to the bathroom. What are you thinking? We just stopped. What do you, we're just got on the road. What are you going with? Okay, but let's go. So we stopped at a drive-through real quick. He went to the bathroom. He comes out smoking Adobe. It's like, what? What are you doing? He's like, well, I'm just smoking. He had marijuana with him. I didn't know that. We were driving into another state, and he had marijuana on him. I was sweating bullets the rest of the trip because I didn't want to just I couldn't just tell him throw it out, because frankly, he was the guy who would tell me screw you and then walk away. And the room just so happened to be in his name. And I didn't want to fork out a room in Vegas for a race that weekend. That would have not been fun. So I basically bit my tongue and I went through the whole weekend. And when I got back on Monday, I stormed into my boss's office and said, I'm never going to another race with him again. My boss asked why. I told him, well, he had this. And shortly thereafter, he was fired. Do I feel like I narked on him? A little. I did. But at the same time, I'm not going to be put in those situations. He didn't have a license to carry that stuff. He did actually get arrested. The company did arrest him and bring him up on charges. And as far as I know, he's in a jail cell right now. You got to treat people with respect. And if Davy Millsap brought something into that trailer that shouldn't have been in that trailer, yes, he deserves to be fired. Yet at the same time, Kawasaki needed to go about it in a professional manner. This way, it just feels wrong, inky. And if Millsap has a prescription for something like medical marijuana or painkillers or even Viagra or something stupid like that, then he should have taken it to his employers. He should have actually said, hey, I'm on this. Hey, I wanted to let you know. He didn't do that. Never at once did he do that. That's an issue. That shouldn't have happened. And I feel sorry for the guy. I truly do. But at the same time, you burn your own bridges, pal. And he might have just burned his, not only with Kawasaki permanently, but with a factory ride and possibly ever riding again in 450. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the legal system comes up with. But for now, he's done. Put a fork in him. Bye-bye. See ya. It's pretty bad. We'll see what happens. It's not good, to say the very least. This weekend, they're in New Jersey. This is a big deal, if you don't know. Supercross, for the first time ever, going to be live on Fox. That's right. Network television. You can check out all the action tomorrow night on Fox. Coverage information is up on ARNrace.com. Check your local listings. They're live from New Jersey. Also, on Fox directly after the Supercross race is the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race from the Richmond International Raceway, the Toyota Owners 400. This weekend, it is the NHRA that's taken out to Houston. IndyCar is in Alabama. My friends, I love a busy, full weekend on the motorsports calendar. There is nothing quite like it. And it makes my heart just all aflutter. It makes me feel good. It truly does. On that note, we're going to step aside. When we return, we'll take a look back at the craziness that was Bristol and the Steve Burns 500 out of the Bristol Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere. You're shifting gears on ARN.
Take ARN anywhere. Download your favorite ARN programs on iTunes. Keyword search ARN and listen online at arnrace.com.
Hey guys, it's Alan Bailey, and I wanted to tell you about when I first got started in broadcasting. Something that I tried to do was I tried to build my own website with one of these free website builders, and it was really bad. I ended up spending hours and hours working on this site, and I didn't get it the way I wanted. I hated the colors, I hated the options, I hated everything about it, but I needed a website. So reluctantly, I launched the website, and it wasn't good. I didn't get any business or any traction from it. The website was horrible. In order to put a .com on there, I had to pay all these huge fees and all these hidden fees. Once I got past all the fees, it would have been thousands and thousands of dollars for just a very simple website. So I ended up taking it offline. Fast forward years later, I called Apollo Aesthetics. When I was getting ready to build my personal website, I decided to heck with it. I'll spend the money. And I didn't care how much it was, anticipating spending thousands and thousands of dollars. And then when I got the quote from Apollo Aesthetics, boy, was I shocked, because the price was super, super low. Monthly payments with a low down payment. I got to tell you, I've had such a pleasant experience. I'm not building any other websites. I've learned my lesson. I'm going straight to Apollo Aesthetics so they can build it right and they can do everything that I need. Whether you're looking to build a website, design a logo, figure out your hosting, your emails, and social media accounts, Apollo Aesthetics can help you with all of these, including building a shop for you to sell your product online. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com to request a quote. That's apolloaesthetics.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hammond alongside NASCAR driver David Reagan.
When it comes to tire safety, nothing is more important than your tire's air pressure.
Just like a pit stop, checking your air pressure takes just a few moments.
And those few moments will not only keep you and your family safe on the road, it can also help save you money.
Properly inflated tires can improve gas mileage, which will save you money at the pump.
So be tire smart and make sure your tires are properly inflated.
Learn more at betiresmart.org. A message from the Rubber Manufacturers Association.
Shifting Gears on ARN is powered by Apollo Aesthetics. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com to get a quote for your new website today. You're shifting gears on ARN. Here's Alan Bailey.
At one point, I actually thought that the race on Sunday in Bristol was going to require rowboats because it was raining that hard in Bristol. But somehow, NASCAR managed to get the entire race in, and it was one heck of an entertaining race. Let me tell you that much. With Denny Hamlin's dramas, with drivers confused and dazed by the caution and the fact that NASCAR kind of dropped the ball on that, it really truly was something to remember as we take a look back at the race this last weekend out at Bristol.
A rainy morning, but the cars are uncovered, the drivers are aboard, and we are ready to race.
It's literally raining out my window right now.
I don't know how we're going to race. How do you think the track is?
I don't know. I guess it looks like. Ian, you and Brent need to let me know any kind of precipitation. You got to talk to me.
What a great tribute we've had here to our friend and colleague, Steve Burns.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing for Steve Burns, guys!
Unbelievably hard to pass.
Hard to pass. That is a waste of time to try to pass.
All these that want to race hard, I'm going to race the out of them.
Guys, what is this code for?
10-4. Easy there. They're wrecking like hell on the front.
Keselowski and Logano crashed together.
It just said that it was raining in turn 4. Take it for what it's worth. I think it's garage here. I don't know. I rolled the pit road here for you. What happened there, Brad? I don't know what happened. It just took off on me. Sorry about that, guys. They just called for light mist in 4, and they didn't even throw a caution. Probably hit rain. I thought there'd be a wreck. I'm glad we weren't in it. It's been raining pretty hard for a couple laps. Perfect timing for the rain. Austin, get a hold of Lynn. Something's going on with my neck. This one going to be a while, too? It looks like once this settles in, it's going to be a while.
4 hours later.
Earl, how's the track look? Circular and dry. So why are we going in circles if it's dry? 14 just showed up. Look to your left here. That's the only person they're waiting on. You think they would have waited on if it was me? Probably would have postponed it for you.
The drivers are back in their cars and ready to roll.
Just so you know, they made a driver change on the 11.
Really? What happened?
Eric Jones is a driver of the 11 now. Really? What happened? Neck and back spasm on the 11 driver. Alrighty, welcome to the big leagues. Therefore, I'll do my best. We'll just make laps and see what we can do.
Thunder Valley's about to come alive once again. And here we go.
I got a right rear going down. We got a rub or something. Front tires, real bad vibration. Might have a loose wheel. You me. Time to pick those rear tires up. Yep, tell us fire, it's coming. Here to get off the top.
I don't know what the hell that 98's problem is, but he was the one being in.
Oh yeah, I'm watching. I'm gonna beat the out of him too. Please go talk to the 98. Tell him to back the off.
Tell their guys, I'm gonna clip them if they get that close again.
Oh no, trouble. Johnson in the wall after contact from Busch.
Hold on to it. Still no contact. All good. No contact. Front just was plowing big time, and then the rear end jumped sideways. I think I came out okay. I just drug the right rear quarter on the wall. I think I'm fine. Bumper's all up. It's not going to handle where the back it down. I'm getting fence slide down. We're done. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't stop.
The 42 just got in the back of the 40 right there, going down the front straightaway.
You didn't hit anything? No, I don't know what the they were doing. I blew a tire. I don't know. Tony, can't you? It's real bad. Nothing we did wrong. It's Tony being a typical Tony Stewart.
Up the hill goes Edwards. He's in the fence. He's plowed into by Kurt Busch.
I just got loose because he was outside. That's the first time I got loose like that. Definitely my fault. I don't know what Edwards hit, but we hit the same slick stuff. Real unfortunate. The track wasn't ready and prepped properly. Caution out for rain. Then for rain starting to come down pretty good, Jason. What are you seeing on the radar? Looking like rain for at least, man, my guess is going to be at least 20 minutes.
I kind of got to go pee, and I'm not going to let tonight be the first time that I do it in my suit.
Hey, NASCAR, you just going to run us out of gas or what? Good, Britt. We're ready, Tower. Hell, these poor fans have stayed here all day, all tipsy. They deserve to see a good finish here.
Matt Kenseth's Toyota, Jeff Gordon's Chevrolet, and right behind, Jimmy Johnson.
All right, buddy. Green, white checker. Green. All clear. 48 half back. Clear by 1. Bring it to the checker. Clear by 1.
Matt Kenseth from the pole breaks the drought, wins Bristol.
Good job, guys. Thank you. I'm absolutely speechless. I wanted this one worse than anyone I've ever gotten. Thank you so much. Great job, guys. If you'd have told me we were going to finish third with a perfect race car today, I would have been happy. The second one's one beat all the even better. Sorry. I can't see. I was so happy I don't even know.
Kenseth becomes the 6th different winner of 2015 and gets his 4th Bristol victory.
And, oh, by the way, qualifies for the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series chase. With that one, locks himself in, despite what NASCAR will tell you, he's locked in and he will race for a championship in 2015. The end. What seriously amazes me, and kudos to him, Eric Jones, who literally never sat in a Sprint Cup Series car, and, oh, by the way, never actually met any of the crew, including Jason Radcliffe, the crew chief, on that 20 car. It was like, hey, how are you? I'm Eric. I'm going to race your car. Cool. Thanks. Seriously, that's an extreme situation. Now, why did he end up racing that 11 car? Which, by the way, he didn't do half bad of a job. But why did he end up doing it? Oh, because gigantic wimp of a driver, Denny Hamlin, couldn't actually find the cojones he needed in order to finish that race. The break happened, and he kind of went, man, my neck hurts. I'm kind of tired. I'm tired. My neck hurts. I have back spasms. Get a hold of so-and-so. Something's going on with my neck. I don't want to race anymore. And he actually had the gonad. I honestly can't get over this one. He actually gets out of the car and doesn't get back in. Are you kidding me? I mean, for real? Like, for real. My gosh, man. If I'm a racer, I'm going to race every darn lap that I can. Remember Ricky Rudd, who at one point actually pulled his eyelids open after he got into crash at Daytona and duct taped them, literally duct taped his eyeballs open so he could actually race a race? And Denny Hamlin's neck hurts. Denny, I'm so sorry about your neck. Oh, are you okay? Do you want to lie down? Do you want to lie down, Denny? Do you want a little something in your drink just to calm you down while you sit there and you're dealing with your neck and your pain in your neck? Does it hurt that bad? Your neck spasms. But he's all good for this weekend though, at his favorite racetrack. But one of his least favorite racetracks, he didn't have the gonads to go ahead and, actually race it. Seriously, that was disappointing. That was a just disgrace to Joe Gibbs Racing. That was a disgrace to anybody who's actually bought a ticket for Sunday's race at Bristol, who expected to see Denny Hamlin race. It was insulting. It was demeaning. It was just despicable, for lack of a better term. And the Fox broadcast and what Denny Hamlin was saying about it just was like, really? This was the Fox broadcast. Take a listen to just how nonchalant Denny Hamlin is about his neck.
I just pulled something in my neck to upper back about lap 12, and I kind of started going backwards at that point because the pain was bothering me quite a bit. We've been working on the last few hours, but I'm not 100%. And with this format, it's all about winning, and there's no way I would have been able to go out there and compete for a win. So it's just doing my team a complete injustice for me to go out there and run a bunch of laps. Instead, I think it's just better to have Eric come here and run some laps, get used to these Cup cars. We know where he's going to be in a few years. So I think it's, although it's crummy because, we spent a lot of time getting our car better through practice, and we really felt like I have a race winner. It just didn't have a race winning driver today after I got hurt. And I think it's just something that'll go away. It's just, just pulled something, you jarred it some kind of weird way. And this just a tough track on next anyway. And I just got to go try to win Richmond next week.
I'm doing my team an injustice because my neck is sore and I can't win the race. So I'm going to put the rookie that never, ever, ever ran a lap at Bristol and in a Cup car in the car, because he'll do a better job than me. Denny, if you don't watch out, pal, you ain't going to be having that 11 car much longer. And Eric Jones will take it over from you real quick. That was just so bull. Like, I can sit here and sugarcoat it. Yes, it is hard on necks. And yeah, it is, I guess. But seriously, I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, he's hurt every year. Literally, it's something with, oh, my neck. Oh, I'm stressed out. I need a sports psychologist. I can't. I lost it. You don't understand. I lost to Jimmy Johnson in a championship 3 years ago. I haven't gotten over that one. I didn't have a chance in hell, but I thought I should have won. And I'm still sad because I didn't. It's so sad. Seriously, Denny, the world's smallest violin right now is just it's strumming a little I'm so sorry for you. little ballad right there because I'm so sorry, Danny. Oh my gosh. Your neck hurt, Danny? Danny, your neck? Oh my gosh. I am so sorry about your neck and upper back. I mean, seriously. It's better for Eric Jones to get some laps? Is this a test session? Last I checked that this was a cup race. Seriously, I'm pretty sure Joe Gibbs Racing can start a 5th car part-time for Jones to get some laps in a cup car if that is the case. Seriously. That was so transparent. It was so fake. It was so bull. It wasn't even funny. Just, it honestly makes me sick to my stomach that Denny pulled that. I mean, what a complete wimp. Why are you racing a cup car? You can't take the pressure. You can't handle it physically. You've won a few races. Yes, congratulations. You have to be a decent driver. But if you can't handle the mental pressure and the physical pressure of racing a cup car, especially at Bristol, get the hell out of a cup car. Do me a favor. Go race ARCA. Let me know how that goes for you. Better yet, go race just anything else. Go run your short track race, Danny. Go run your short track races because you can only race those. Can you handle that pressure? Is that pressure too much? Is it? It seems like it might be too much for you, Danny. Maybe just a little bit. That's just frustrating. And I don't know what's worse, that or NASCAR and Brian France saying, well, we'll go ahead and let Kyle Busch into this here chase. You know, we feel bad for him pretty much. Even though we're NASCAR, we say, well, you got to race every race in order to be eligible for the chase. Well, we'll go ahead and throw that out the window for literally any driver because we know that some drivers sell T-shirts, and we don't want any of those fans to be disappointed because we NASCAR and we cannot be affording to losing any more of you fans because we need your money. We didn't make the billions and billions of dollars. We only made a couple $1 billion instead of the billions and billions and billions that we did last year. So we're going to need some more of you fan money. That's why we're going to be upping that ticket price a little bit, just a little bit. That way you all don't notice. We're just going to be upping it about 75 cents every single race. That way, nobody notices because nobody ain't going to notice any little 75 little cents increase. That's why we get away with it. They never notice the little 75 cents increase. So that's why we do that. And we'll let any driver race in the chase because it creates the drama and the controversy. And that is what we all about. We want to create the drama and the controversy because at this point, we is all about the causing the controversy and the drama. I am Brian France. I know what I'm talking about. I watched my daddy. Actually, it was my daddy's daddy that created this, and my daddy that made it better. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I know. Tommy Boy was my idol. I loved me some Tommy Boy back in my day. I truly did love me some Tommy Boy because Tommy Boy was a hero to me. His daddy tried to teach him everything, and he did exactly what I did, which was bung shots in college. But I did a lot of drugs. Me and Davi Millsaps, we always used to hang out. It was great. But when it came time for me to take over the family business, I didn't really know what I was doing because I didn't ever paid attention. So I made it up as I go along. And am I driving this sport into the ground? Well, a lot of people tend to think so, and I do agree. Maybe I am, but Tommy Boy my hero, and Tommy Boy just let everything happen to him. And right before he was about to lose the factory, Tommy Boy came up with a plan. So as soon as I'm about to lose NASCAR in the factory, and all the ratings have gone down, and none of the drivers want to keep driving for me, and none of the fans keep on coming, then the plan will come to me, and I will make everything better again. So I haven't got there yet. I keep trying to get there by messing things up, but I can't figure out how to get there because, we never got that in the car. I can't wait till I have the bees in the car moment. I have not found my Richard yet. I'm very, very worried about that one. We'll see what happens though. In all seriousness, that's exactly what Brian France thinks. That's what's going through his teeny tiny sweaty little brain hole. That he is Tommy Boy and that his parents and his family built this. He's driving it into the ground. I'm not exaggerating, people. Wake up. Seriously. It's frustrating. The fact that he's letting Kyle Busch and literally any other driver that missed a single race into the chase does not surprise me at all. Is it disappointing? Abso-flippin-lutely, it's disappointing. It's sickening, to be very frank. But what are you going to do? I mean, I don't know. Instead, I'm going to watch some Supercross on Saturday. Well, I'm going to watch Xfinity tonight, Supercross tomorrow, then Cup. Then I'm going to watch me some NHRA out in Houston and some IndyCar in Alabama. Full racing calendar on the schedule this weekend. Log on to arnrace.com for the full calendar list of everything coming up this weekend and in the coming weeks. My friends, with that, the month of April in the cans. Shifting gears, number 217 on Friday, April 24th is in the books. I'm Alan Bailey for everybody here at the American Racing Network. We'll see you at the track.
You've been listening to the American Racing Network, a turn for media company. This is ARN, the Motorsports Authority.